together, a lot of just natural harmony there.
So it's actually an EGM Wind Ranger, actually. They're not going to run it for potentially Pycat or Loda.
Okay, so probably Pycat in the safe lane with Ake, and then they'll be joined by Minuts. Loda will... Are they going to dual lane this? We'll see.
I want to point out Cheshire Cat TP'd down bottom already, and he's just dropped an Observer Ward here, so... Big commitment to get that one out, and an important ward. You're up against Lion Wisp, both supports very level dependent, so... Yeah. I like that move, and we'll have to see if they're able to de-ward this.
Yeah. Blade Fury, I'm pretty sure it does dispel the Centaur. Stampede.
Okay.
I think it like gives you the cleanse thing beforehand, right? So it gets rid of all your shit. So just to follow up on that one, every so often you have one of those weird thoughts like, hey, that'd be kind of cool if you could Stampede a Juggernaut, right? Oh, unfortunately, that's not a thing. What a bummer. Anyway, all right.
The more you know.
The more you know, right?
So they do break the trees here for Alliance.
30 seconds to battle.
Two heroes that can use these really well. The Medusa, the Jug can farm the stacks. Obviously, Wisp wants the levels. Pretty good. Lion, not that great at clearing them, but it can also benefit heavily from the levels. I want to mention, though, I don't think there's anyone who's going to be able to buy sentries here for Alliance, because Wisp will rush the bottle, and Lion does not have any gold for them right now. He's bought quite a bit of Regen. 2 Clarity, Salve, and Tango. We do not see the Boots Rush, which you can only really get away with when someone else will buy wards and stuff, which Minuts had to do this game, so...
Yeah, both Dire Observers have come down. They'll get vision of the top rune, and then the one we saw placed nice and early, and I think this Observer will be a little tricky for him. Radiant, they'll get their first Observer down in the lane in the bottom, and then another one outside of their Ancients. Get some vision of that top rune and peek into that mid lane. So for Alliance, how will the lane settle out? It will be Minuts and Loda in the bottom. Ake will be stacking and whatnot in the jungle and helping Pycat mid. So do some mid with a Wisp backup, and then that'll put EGM, aka Potato, on the offlane Wind Ranger there. Interesting lane setup. 2
of the saddest auto attackers you'll ever see trading blows here. Ake with the 47 base damage, Shadeflow matching him with 47 of his own. They're pretty pathetic, I gotta say.
Yeah, and Pycat, the big victor there.
Bottom lane though, Blade Fury comes out onto Cheshire Cat. They need some good body blocks here to get a kill, and they're getting them from Loda.
Wow.
Nicely done, even with the boots first, they'll end up going down.
Beautifully done by Loda. That is exactly how you want that play to go. Minuts will be the one to draw the first blood again on the Lion, and that will be nice early boots for him here.
And on top of the first blood, they are doing some serious stacked Dota right now. Ancients being stacked by EGM, the double stack already from the mid lane by the Wisp. This reminds me of the Alliance of old, just the ultra greed.
Yeah, Seneko coming in, harassing back EGM. It's the battle of the level 1s here, but uh-oh, he's got a friend. Ake tethers over the ravine. EGM will try to chase him down with Wind Run, but no other abilities in his arsenal. Ake also only level 1 here, so just tether. J4 on his way in, throws out a chilling touch, hoping to make a turn, but Seneko gets caught on the little lip there.
They're going to go for more.
Will be the end of him. EGM just continuing to Wind Run forward. J4, where's he going? Dityara will rotate down over. Time walk forward, goes on to EGM. The Wisp, not enough to keep him alive. J4 trying to bait him out. Can Ake bring him down? No, he cannot. J4 turns and finishes him off. And PR getting a couple of kills. That was a really weird
That was a long chase. Rubik comes in over here, trying to mess with the Wind Ranger. They end up going all the way up here, man. That's a journey around the world and then some. And EGM ends up in the lane, so he's like, I guess I'll stay here for a little bit.
I'm not really sure who won that fight based on how much time it took and all the rotations.
Yeah. It's hard to say, to be honest. Okay. Wisp was taken away from stacking duties after that, so I guess you miss out on a bit of economy if you're like.
Cheshire Cat, double damage rune on Minuts. He gets hit by an anchor smash, but this could still be the end of the tide yet again. Can Minuts get in position to finish him off? No, he gets juked around and will not find the kill.
Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition gonna buy his boots sentry and denies himself to neutral, so gets the free fountain trip.
Yeah, intentional suicide there. Loses 60 gold, nothing too crazy.
Maybe he's just showing the mud golem some love. Hey, you guys want a hug? I'm icy.
Hi, friends.
Icy hot.
Whoa, watch out. Dityara on the void. Oh, wow. First item, Mask of Madness. Okay.
Saw this from Eternal. Yeah, it's pretty rare. I did see Eternal Envy go for it the other day, though. Naked Mask of Madness.
Yeah, I mean,
the main nice thing is you can just go straight to the woods and give your supports the lane. And if you see that in your Alliance, ideally you'd want to go and punish it and quickly gank, you know, say that Ancient Apparition or Rubik if they're just sitting top. But both of these supports do need their levels. The other thing with the Mask of Madness is it does open up Potentially a Roshan ult mid lane. Hold that thought. Impale coming out into Shade Flow.
TP rotation is on the way. Looks like Rubik is the one to join the party. Shotchlo may actually survive. Oh, not quite. The Mystic Snake will bring him down. It will cost Ake his life. So it's a 1-for-1 there. Obvious advantage for Alliance as Seneko takes over the mid lane and will go blow for blow with Pycat. Still My Nuts on the horizon. Has all that regen at his disposal. And not going to reinitiate. Instead, will camp out the 4-minute rune. This line is still only level 1.
They have 2 level 1 heroes.
Yeah, he is hoping for a bounty rune here.
Rune. Seneko just able to quickly grab this invis rune and back off.
Yeah, My Nuts actually gets the bounty he was hoping for and does ding level 2, but eek, these Alliance supports.
EGM is getting nothing. Well, EGM, yeah, technically not. He's going to be a support at this rate. Level 1, 4 minutes in. This is not shaping up well.
He was like, I don't know if you caught it, but he was doing that little thing where he's like standing here and shooting at the Ancients, but at a time when it wasn't stacking it, just like, you know, like 20 seconds into the minute.
Well, he was just trying to farm them, but it's very...
Yeah, but it's just so slow.
It used to be something that Funnick would do a lot of for Navi back around TI3. They would very frequently just entirely abandon the lane. He'd sit over in the tree line, just flanking across, constantly farm the Ancients. It's fallen out of favor a lot.
No.
Because the thing is, most heroes can just sit in the offlane now. You don't really... Back in TI3, it was very easy to zone out the enemy offlaner because of the creep equilibrium and just the way the games would develop in general. But now, normally the creeps are close to your tower. Offlaners generally don't struggle this much to get in the lane. But he is starting to catch up now. We'll hit level 2. The thing is, Void's about to get level 6 with Mask of Madness. So this Wind Ranger is going to become a big pile of gold for him very soon.
Yeah. And going for the very aggressive build, no points in backtrack, maxing out the time lock, getting as much damage as possible, and you see the value of the Mask of Madness here and what it opens up for you against the neutrals. Pycat, big hard carry for Alliance, still farming up in the mid lane, almost level 6 himself, going for the Snake build with 3 points in it and 2 stats right now. No early mana shield, obviously no split shot, and just sitting on power trick. So all things considered, Pycat is having an okay time in the mid lane. Though, so is Shotchlo. He's only died once, and we'll have that Soul Ring on the way.
Soul Ring now out for your Zeus, as you mentioned. Great spammer. So far, Ake getting good levels. He's level 4. That's probably the most important hero to get levels on for their team. Juggernaut has Omni Slash. Oh, gonna run into the Tidehunter here. Yeah,
they're gonna drain his mana out. Only level 3 on the Tide, not even close to Ravage.
Yeah, that's the thing is both offlaners are struggling. As much as EGM was not doing well in his offlane, neither is the Tide. And Cheshire Cat also only with the 1 set of Ancients so far, so, or the 1 stack, I should say. So they'll need to find some space for him to catch up later on, and perhaps they even send him towards this top lane when Dityaraz off in the woods, which he could be now. It looks like for the time being, Ancient Apparition will get his level 6.
Yeah, I feel like this Mask of Madness build has worked out pretty well for the Void, glancing at net worth. Gonna blow for blow with the Medusa, who's not gone for a farm accelerator of her own, except, well, Wisp stacking up the jungle. I guess you could call that a farm accelerator as Ake, woo, dipping down kind of low there, but he'll be okay. Looks like this is a good 4 stack. So
Chrono top lane onto Potato, gets caught out, and it's going to be a kill for J4 and Ditya. EGM trapped, and back to the Ancients where you just were, as they will manage to bring down Cheshire Cat with an Omni Slash.
Yeah.
I feel like every Juggernaut has a different skill build. I've seen Blade Fury max with Healing Ward max, value pointing crit. I've seen 1-1-1 and then stats. I've seen crit max, 1-1 and Healing Ward Blade Fury. There is just no consensus on how to skill this hero.
This is one of the more well-rounded ones. 2-1-2 with 1 point in the
this
stats
is my,
7. I don't
this
think
is
I've
my
ever...
first 2-1-2 that I've seen.
Yeah, this is at level 7. That's what makes it a little funky with that early stat point, but you need it so that you can Omni Slash and spin at level 6 without any extra stats.
I would really like to see win rates on some of those different skill builds, and obviously, you know, there could be a lot of other data clouding the results.
Calling K-Poptosis.
No, stop messing around in chat and get to work.
We got a stats emergency here, man.
Stat emergency.
Oh boy.
Stat o'clock. But yeah, the thing is right now, Alliance are going to start farming big stacks pretty soon. You can see they just cleared out the 1 big camp. They can go for the single double stack here. They also can farm their triple stack Ancients fairly soon. And PR not as good at farming stacks. They have a Void who can go jungle with Mask of Madness, but doesn't clear stacks. It's only Tidehunter really can. So if it turns into just a war of economy, I'm favoring Alliance in their ability to get ahead and stay ahead there.
Yeah, neither side with any farming tools right now aside from stacking. So,
but PR is going for some. J4 is building a Midas, so attempting to make up for what they can't do naturally with some unnatural supplements.
Wow, this is pretty good Midas timing. It looks like here for the Ancient Apparition.
Again, this is all connected to the Mask of Madness Void Rush. Like that's why this works. And
it's allowed him to move into the jungle, so now AA can stay in lane and actually find some fun.
And they've backed it up well because they dropped this ward near the lane so that they know if Alliance... Of course, there's still the threat of a relocate, which is coming online fairly soon, but they would know if anyone just tried to TP top. So I really like the way PR is moving around their lanes and just how they're distributing the farm as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, Juggernaut is going for his own Mask of Madness, now has the recipe delivered, and will start farming towards the Mask. So Mask of Madness is all around, or Masks of Madness, I guess.
Saniko wants to go for that cheeky lift up the hill.
Good positioning from EGM, though. Stays on the other side of the river. Pycat now moving into the Radiant Ancients. It was a triple stack, I believe, and he's going to be able to clear it out with some points and split shot. So his farm's starting to jump up and overtaking it out of the void.
What a quiet game after that early just burst of aggression. Everyone's chilling now. There are some heroes that are going to start getting active. Dityara gets treads. With just the Mask of Madness you can jungle, but it's difficult to kill someone unless they just happen to be right near you in the lane. He's gone full offense, no points of backtrack. I would expect to see him getting active soon now that they have the Midas on Ancient Apparition and level 7, as well as the Zeus ulti. They should be looking for these little pickoffs around the map wherever possible. And at the same time for Alliance, Relocate's about to come online, Lion closing on his Finger of Deaths. I think PR is slightly more well-positioned to go for aggression, but I would expect to see some soon from both teams.
The big problem for PR is they need the Ravage to take team fights confidently, and Tide is only level 4 at 10 minutes in. I mean, he's even gone for Tranquil Boots.
EGM has surpassed him, and that's an off-lane Wind Ranger who's level 1 at 3 minutes.
Tide is literally the lowest in the game in terms of net worth right now, behind the Lion. I mean, he has just been completely shut down, nowhere to farm.
It's the Juggernaut just bullied him out of the lane, along with a lot of help from my nuts.
Void down bottom, smoke rotation, will go for Loda, Ice Blast flying through, will connect on the Juggernaut, but is it actually enough here? The ultimate from Zeus gets him down to about half health.
Really? You're gonna get hacked?
Oh my.
I don't know what the plan. They have no Ravage. He's already used Chrono. You know Jug is Omni. That was...
What do you foresee? Yeah,
that was just bad. Unfortunate for them. The thing is, Chrono's also down now, and Zeus ult was just used, and Ice Blast, so Ice Blast will be back up. But they may look to punish this and go for some fights of their own on the Radiant side. Reload, and they do immediately. I love this decision-making from Alliance. You see that they've made a misplay, they've used up their big ultimates, go for some sort of rotation. 4 heroes into the Dire Jungle, they may catch out the Ancient Apparition, potentially the Zeus. PR starting to get a bit nervous, as well they should.
Yeah, Alliance are really starting to get momentum quickly here. That's what's changed. J4 now will get caught out. Point blank Ice Blast do a little bit, but yeah, will not keep him alive. The rest of PR starting to come in. Dityara gets aggressive here. A little
Look at this neutral stack. Pycat wants to just farm them, but Loda's getting beaten down in the meantime. Now Stone Gaze forcing them back, and the Juggernaut will use this time to surge in. They continue the chase. Dityara, another death! Oh, you can't be dying this much on your Void.
Cheshire Cat's coming in, but he's not level 6. He still has no Ravage. He's just walking in. Hey, guys, I'm from the ocean. Hopefully you won't kill me. Now
he does live. He does
get
live.
slain. That's a close call, though. He plays the sacrificial, or the distraction, I guess. Loda.
They want this stack so bad, they refuse to leave. The Omni Slash is still down for a while. The Wisp ends up going down. Now an Ice Blast is going to connect on Pycat. Don't think the J4 can get this kill with the spell shield. He'll TP out, and he'll make it out to safety. The Ancients cleaned up by your Tidehunter. Boy, he definitely needed that. He's actually gone for Tranquil Boots. He's so poor.
Yeah.
And EGM, he finds an Invis and he goes straight back in, hoping to secure more of those neutrals, but it's too late.
Yeah, no detection. That was just such an awkward rotation from Cheshire Cat, though.
He's going to die.
Oh, no. He's used his Anchor Smash.
Don't miss this one, EGM. I like how he lines him up for the backside execution shot. That's brutal. Is he going to get cliffed here?
Trico coming in. Relocate on the way. They'll turn this one around onto the Rubik. They say nobody touches our Ginger and gets away with it, but hey, Dityara comes in with a Chronosphere, brings down the Wisp. Ice Blast flies through. Also, Pycat taking a lot of damage, almost out of mana, and now he's in trouble. They will trade their Rubik, but good fight for Power Rangers, and looks like EGM will make it out.
This game got messy. They're going to push bottom now with Loda. Tower taking left damage. There is a Ravage online. Tidehunter having a tranquil boots. Ugh, that hurts so brutal. Oh, one cool mechanic I wanted to mention that we haven't talked about is Stone Gaze and Omni Slash. Of course, Stone Gaze.
Yeah.
Just amplifying the physical damage that you'll take, and Omni Slash just got an insane amount. That's a really nice synergy. Finger use bottom lane, then your Omni Slash. Oh. Nice take down here by my nuts. Although he's gonna get slapped and punished for this.
Yeah, they're slapping your nuts as Loda runs away.
They stole Omni Slash though, it looks like.
Oh, Ice Blast will connect on EGM, but not Loda. Potato. Ooh, my, just gets zapped on down. As Seneko comes in. Yeah, he did steal the Omni. There you go.
That's a big spell to steal.
Yeah.
It's also the level 2 Omni Slash.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Seneko can kill a lot of. He could even kill the Juggernaut. Especially if he pops Mask of Madness, then he's definitely dead.
Yeah, the Jug is at that point now where he has to be very careful. He's on this blast cannon build, can put out a lot of damage, but yeah, if he gets caught in like a telekinesis and
this is the assassin's build for Jug. You go this build, you are the one getting the jump and killing that. Otherwise, yeah, like you said, you're food.
But Yasha now up on the Jug as well. They're gonna move into this tier 1 tower. They've got the healing ward down, but Ice Blast will fly through. This time it'll be off the mark, and Alliance will back out.
It's very dangerous to go for this push. Chrono's about to cool down, and Ravage is still online, so
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They realize this is not the right timing for us. We need to go back to spreading the map, finding pickoffs. Do not group up at a tier 1 for the mass AoE combo.
Yara still trying to find some farm. And about 1,000 behind the Medusa in terms of net worth. Power treads now to go with that early Mask of Madness he picked up. Medusa getting very close to a Linkus. Core pieces are online, and Alliance have done a really good job this game stacking their Ancients in their jungle, just making very effective use of the map, and you see it on the bottom line of this Medusa.
It's not really much of a Linken's game. Like, what's it gonna block that's of huge significance?
Telekinesis.
Yeah, I guess that instant lift, but Medusa's not very mobile, right? Like, if they want to jump her, she's gonna get caught.
Lightning bolt. Yeah, I don't know.
It does solve a lot of her issues in terms of just mana regen, and it gives her some stats, but it's not the most cost-efficient stats. If you just want stats, Scotty is your go-to item. Manta's great on Medusa.
Yeah.
Though PR do have a decent amount of AoE and nuke power. I'm not sure. It doesn't really feel like a great Linken's game, and especially when you've Wisp to back you up. So far, the Wisp has more been moving with the Jug, but I think as the game goes on, your centerpiece for these fights that kind of stands there and needs to tank is the Medusa. The Jug looks to jump in and be a glass cannon.
I think he could have, at the very least, looked to go for a Yasha kind of first item as a farming tool, and then decide, do I need to go Linken, so I want to go Manta, Rush.
He could, in theory, still sit on the Perseverance and just build something else, but it's a very expensive item.
Yeah, I'd say not really known as a great value item in that scenario. The Perseverance there. But we'll see what he does. Ultimately, he's still farming pretty well, and that's kind of what's important for this Medusa. Moving into the Ancients once more, it looks like another triple stack here, and yeah, easy pickings for the Gorgon. Seneko does get a Blink Dagger on the Rubik, though, which is
Blink and Omni, and he almost walks right into my nuts.
Oh my!
Omni Slash just wore off. Oh, just lost it.
Oh my gosh, that hurts.
He never got to use it. What a sad boy.
He does not have a TP.
Blinks into the trees to the south. They're still pursuing him.
Trying for some jukes. This could be a good use of time if he keeps 4 of them distracted.
This is whack-a-mole. Yeah, they're waiting to jump top in the meantime if anyone TP's in.
EGM phase boots, but still nothing too scary in the inventory. That Wind Ranger. No mech coming out on either side.
This was a pretty poor Faceless Void for Dityara.
Yeah, I thought his farm would be a little better given how fast he got that.
The 2 deaths really hurt him.
Yeah.
Blast coming in mid lane. Hex goes on to Seneko. He tries to just walk out of mid. That is not how you get away. Oh my goodness.
A close one. Tide does clear out a set of Ancients.
Chrono was used top lane in the meantime, but they relocate out to safety. Nicely played by Ake. Getting Mr. Potato out of there. And now at full HP.
So are they going to come back together? It looks like
there's no one there. They'll be fine. In the meantime, Loda takes the tier 1 mid. Alliance just move after move going their way.
Yep, so let's just get to the graph here, see how things are going. Not as big of a lead as you would think. Only about 3,000
top lane, Shackle, onto J4, caught out by a power shot, will end up going down.
Wow, I'm surprised he hung around for that, okay.
Well, just a good catch there by EGM. Wind Ranger with phase boots and Wisp Tether, just deceptively fast and difficult to stay away from.
All right, now the graph upgrades. Now about 4,000 goals. I feel like this lead should be a little more substantial than that. We'll see initiation onto EGM in the top lane. Seneko comes in to start it off, but Ake's there, tethered up. Yeah, 45 seconds till it comes up. Still the healing, actually doing a lot of work. Ake now playing Ring Around the Rosie. Tether up in a few seconds. Won't be able to find it. Wisp first to go down, but now Pycat, he's ready to join the party. Stone Gaze has been used.
They have Ravage to turn this. They're not going to chase.
With Stone Gaze down and a Ravage, PR have an opening, but they will not choose.
If they had Chrono, I think, and the Void wasn't so low, I think they might go, but it would be a bit risky.
The Void with the Mithril Hammer? Is this just a BKB coming out, or is he going to go the Maelstrom build and just look for damage?
It really could be either.
Yeah.
I think it just hurts your farm too much. If you go, because
BKB.
Juggernaut and Medusa are already out farming him, and if you go for a BKB, your economy really struggles. So, I'm leaning towards Maelstrom, as it doesn't seem like PR is going to be able to win this game anytime soon, right?
Yeah.
So by that line of thinking, going for something that will help keep your farm up is probably the way to go. But we'll see. You still need a BKB this game. You're up against Hex. That alone requires BKB to deal with. So I think you go for it later.
Do you think Power Rangers should be putting more effort into stopping this ancient farming that's happening here on the Radiant side of the map, whether it's trying to contest it, whether it's just blocking it with wards? I mean, they've left this unchecked, and I feel like Pycat is so big mostly because of ancients.
They definitely should try to stop it. It's just difficult because Alliance always have a support or two nearby. They've been dropping sentries to keep it dewarded. It's not as though PR has made no effort, but it's just difficult. They only now get their blink on Tide as well. So 20 minutes in, they've basically only had the Void to initiate for most of this game. I guess the Rubik, but we haven't really seen Seneko use it to set up any fights. And here comes a smoke from Loda. It's a personal smoke. Is he going for the Roche solo? Looks like he will be. So very common side effect of this build is you get the free easy solo Roche.
Yeah, went for that Sanch and Yasha. We saw Loda pick up Sanch and Yasha last game on that troll, I think. But an item that he favors. And this is nice and easy.
Yeah, even before you have the completed Sanch and Yasha, you can still do it, but it's a lot easier at this stage.
Down bottom, Ice Blast flies through. They want to jump on My Nuts. Ice Blast just barely misses them. They are in the vicinity.
They have no idea.
Somebody just pinged on the Roche, but I didn't get to see the color. It doesn't seem that they are too suspicious. And easy peasy, Loda grabs himself and Aegis will be immortal.
If you go in there and you get Self Omni, it's also going to go really badly. Yeah. The other thing was that they were keeping Ake in the neighborhood, so defensive relocate out was an option. The way that Alliance went for that was well orchestrated. It wasn't just a YOLO solo Roche. They had backup plans in case they did get caught. And they were showing Pycat top to kind of draw attention away. So, well executed Roshan.
Yeah, agreed. Dityara ready with another Chrono. It is level 2, so a slightly shorter cooldown. He did go back to the Maelstrom, not the BKB, so slight farm accelerator and looking for some damage output. Already used the Mask of Madness. Is he going to jump on Pycat? No, and it's the right call because there's a Wisp right nearby, ready to relocate him out, even with a regen rune in the bottle. Oh man, that can be dangerous.
Well, you did go Maelstrom to the era, which, given the way they just cannot seem to find these big team fights, that this is definitely the way to go. And it's one of the things Wisp just excels at as a hero. It's very good at spreading the map and punishing lineups that want you to group up, because as Wisp, you generally don't have to.
Shotchlo going for the mobility tools on his Zeus. Force Staff and Blink now online. Pretty straightforward stuff there. Maybe a Yule's in the future.
They're still chilling at top together. Now they're going to let Ake sojourn out into the lane. But they do have up ahead Pycat. Very long spread out line of heroes here for Alliance. They're super far back.
Trying to bait it out and see if they can make something happen. Pycat is starting to get pretty big though. He's got that next ultimate orb to go with the Lincolns, and he is tanking up nearly 1,600 HP on Strength Track. Ultimate from Zeus flies out. They find My Nuts. Shotchlo blinks over the tree line but gets caught by My Nuts. Fingered, stunned, and hexed. He will not find the kill. Compliments of healing from Ake, and it'll be a
bringing in the Ice Blast, and it's going to connect, killing off Fly, and now looking for more. They've got a Ravage inbound.
Loda got off the Omni Slash inside the Chrono from Dityara and just wrecks the Void. Oh boy, it's a 1 for 2, but now PR in big trouble.
Omni Slash level 3. But Loda has Aegis, and Seneko does not want to waste it.
Yeah, although he also doesn't want to die here. So, okay, as the blink, Power Shot comes in just a little too late. So, good.
Blink with level 3 Omni Slash. They need a play out of this because their Chronos haven't really gotten anything done. We haven't seen a Ravage in ages. I think this Rubik has to come up aces here.
And how much time is left on the stages? Ice Blast will come in to connect on 2.
Looks like 2 and a
lot of time. Yeah, they've still got
2 minutes at least.
Yeah, this is a tough time for PR. Alliance getting a lot of momentum. Only 7,500 gold in their favor, but it feels like a lot more than that.
And it's an arms race to see if they can burst Pycat inside of all the ults, but they're not even close right now.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to build as defensive as possible. Omni Slash does come out, kills off Loda. No, not quite. It bounces the EDM. Then the insta blink out as the Omni ends. So at least Saniko not costing his own life. Nice plays there, but
a noble effort.
Unable to crack the Aegis. It's only got 2 minutes left though.
Yeah, unfortunately he's so close to level 11. He could have held on to that Omni Slash a bit longer and got another rotation out of it, but it's going to expire right around the time it comes off cooldown. So no more Omni Slash for you, Mr. Rubik. What a sad story. Now Void's so poor at this point. Not only is Void poor, but Alliance, they just have more carry power. You've got this Juggernaut and this Deuce top in the net worth chart. And what's the Power Rangers' response for both of these heroes?
Just look at the CS for this Jug and Medusa. 150 plus CS on both of them. 5-0 and 3 on the Jug, 3-1 and 1 on the Medusa. A lot of it comes back to the stacking because they haven't been like AFK farming. We've seen the Medusa pushing top, but the whole team's behind her. Loda has been running around fighting constantly, and they still keep their CS up, and it's just back to all the stacking shenanigans from early in the game by Ake, by EGM to some extent. Alliance, this is most of their old roster, or at least not most, but a decent chunk of the old Alliance, and a lot of their success was just built around being super efficient. Like they were efficient. They were the masters of efficiency even before Cloud9 was, I would say.
Well, Minut's going to be in an awkward position here. Saneko scouts him out. Dyer did get the
Omni Slash
board down. Okay, gets a pick on Cheshire Cat. Now the reinforcements are here. EGM clears out the trees, throws a shackle, and it'll latch. Shotchlow gets taken out, and not quite what PR had in mind. Saneko will be able to TP home, but a 1 for 2, not the trade they wanted.
No, not the trade they wanted, and this is with the ticking time bomb Medusa. Okay. Oh, there you go.
Dikira gets a solo pick, Chrono for Wisp. I mean, that's nice, but
they just can't kill the cores.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Getting the Wisp kill is good because they're not getting anything else, but it's not good enough, really. And Alliance, despite not having their Wisp or their Lion, just going to push directly down mid.
Yeah, Pycat very close to his Scotty now, just about 600 away from that point booster. They will take out the tier 2 tower in the mid, and PR not going to be able to contest it too much. Saneko gets caught by a shackle. It'll latch. Cheshire Cat with a decent Ravage will bring down the Wind Ranger. Pycat still has the Stone Gaze. Loda, no Omni, no more spin. Gets locked down. Dikira doing what damage he can, but Pycat's here with a nice Stone Gaze. Ake's relocated in, keeps Loda alive. They get the kill on the time. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Dikira doing what he can. Backtracks the finger. That's cute, but not enough to stay alive. As the Power Rangers continue to get picked apart, and Dusa gets her Scotty.
Stone Gaze, and you just gotta run. And they just can't burst anyone.
Yeah.
That was Loda without the Aegis. He hasn't gone super tanky. S&Y, decent survivability.
Tanky-ish, but not like...
exactly. Like, he's still got quite a bit of right-click here with the Basher and Mask of Madness.
Yeah, and he's about to have an Abyssal, which is... That seems to be kind of like the point of no return for these Juggernauts in the games we've seen today, where once he gets the Abyssal, it's what do you do? I mean, it's just a free kill anytime he catches someone and has the cooldown available.
And we've already seen he can just solo kill the Void. In general, the Void picks just seem to be getting punished by Juggernauts. It's very hard to get the jump, and oftentimes the Omni Slash is, if he gets it off, it's just your downfall. Yeah, because you're always using Time Walk to initiate on him.
Right. The Juggernaut's very elusive.
You can go for the Eternal Envy build where you buy a Blink Dagger, blink in Chrono, and then if, like, let's say you screw it up and he gets off Omni or whatever, you can at least Time Walk out. But this Void's not even at the point where you can think about buying a Blink because he's got no items, really. Mask of Madness and Maelstrom at 27 minutes.
Yeah, but it's sort of like the ultimates have pretty similar cooldowns for Void and Juggernaut, but it just feels like Juggernaut can do so much more when he's stuck without his ultimate. He doesn't have Omni Slash, he still has magic immunity, he can still put out some decent damage, still has Healing Ward. Void without his ultimate, now that it's been nerfed to this long cooldown, it just feels like whenever he doesn't have Chrono, you gotta make every Chrono count. Kind of like Death Prophet. I'll hold that thought though, as Loda in the mid lane, he'll get caught, and this Chrono will count. They'll blow him up, and Shotchlo will get credit for that kill. Nice little gank there. They end the Wicked 6 streak. Dityara almost gets a latched shackle, but we'll be okay, and that's Scotty.
They have Sneeko in position here with the blink and tail if they want to go in, but I don't know if they can fight this. They'll do it.
Ravage in 15. Is it actually enough? Beautiful shackle on 2. J4 and Sneeko locked in place. 9 seconds on the Ravage there. Pycat will use his ultimate. Still gets the kill on the IO. It's like the slowest anchor swing I've ever seen. Sneeko just about to fall, but gets inside of the fog. They can't finish him off yet.
Ravage
flings forward. What a time for a Ravage to come up. They get the kill on Pycat. MyNuts with a stun on 2 finds the kill on the Tide. J4, you are the hero. Are you the hero that can find the kills? Maybe Shotchlo can help you out. MyNuts getting low and will get taken out by one more Chain Lightning.
It's a bloody massacre. 4 heroes about to go down on both sides. If they can finish J4 off, it's a 4 for 4. Most would be very happy with this game. 23 to 19 your score. A 4-kill lead.
No
even for Alliance.
No, good trade for PR though. They get the gold exchange out of that.
They also finally kill Medusa and Jug. What a time to do it.
Yep.
Jug just completed BKB, had not had a chance to deliver it yet, and actually is going to TP back mid and then fly it out, it looks like. And your Medusa closing in on a butterfly. Quarterstaff out, the rest of it slowly being built towards, and once she gets that, it's going to be much tougher to kill her inside of Chrono, so crucial kill.
And the Pipe of Insight coming out for EGM, which is completed now. So that, I feel, is just as big as those items, I think. I mean, so much magic damage on the side of PR. Mitigate a lot of what Zeus and Titan can do in these fights.
Cheshire Cat is just so sad this game. Goes back for a Soul Ring at 29 minutes because he never got to buy Arcane Boots because his All Flame went so horribly wrong. So, Refresher, ages off. I don't even know... I think if you Soul Ring Ravage, then refresh Soul Ring again, I think you have enough mana, but either way, he's having some problems, man. I'm talking about him farming a Refresher, which is also sounding ambitious.
Yes, very much so. I think that's the bigger question. By the time he gets it, I think he'll have more than enough mana. But we'll see. It's not all over yet for PR, though. The gold lead is about like 9,000, 4,000 experience. Alliance in command in this game, but there's still a sliver of hope for the Power Rangers. Another beautiful shackle to get this started. Pycat does get caught in telekinesis, and looks like that will keep Shotchlo alive. But Loda just so brave here. BKB on, will be caught inside of the Chrono. Ice Blast flies through, but the damage, just simply put, is not there. Omni Slash brings down J4.
They stole it again. Now, it's not as good on Rubik. It's still a nice spell to steal. He'll use it now, bringing down EGM, even bringing down Loda. It's a gigantic win for Sneeko. The big double kill plays.
Now Ake on the run. He may not survive this one. There's the blink forward. Telekinesis, and it'll be Power Rangers that come out way ahead in this defense. Not over yet. They'll use the finger to bring down the Void. Now MyNuts will get taken out. Sneeko on the backside. Pycat the lone defender, but do they actually have the damage to kill him? I'm not sure they do. Loda, he'll buy back. Gets right back into the party. Nice force staff from Cheshire Cat. Buys him some time. Oh, can he live? Okay. That was a pretty good hold for Power Rangers, though.
Yes, forcing out the Juggernaut buyback, getting 3 kills. I said it earlier, Andrew, I'll say it again. Sneeko has to come up big for them to turn this game around, and my God, is he ever. 8-4-4, big playmaker with the Tidehunter getting shut down. The Zeus pick having been alright, but not nearly as dominant as what you would like to see out of that hero. This Rubik making huge things happen.
This is really risky here. Loda moves right into the Roche pit, but it will get scattered out. Ancient Apparition ults in. Roche only at half health, but Loda bought back at the end of that last fight. If he dies here, this is very, very scary. Picks up a haste rune, so we'll be a little bit safe. Smoke from Power Rangers. There is a Ravage. Can he BKB before the Ravage comes out?
Desperately want the Aegis, but Blake, Ravage connects! Can they steal the Aegis now? They haven't actually got it yet. Roche goes down, the Void grabs the Aegis, gets the last hit, and he ends up dying anyway, but goodness says he's got a second life to work with here. Uh-oh.
They've already used the Ravage, though. This could be rough for Dityara.
Got bashed.
Oh, time walk out. Not going to make it. Not enough backtracks. Now Power Rangers. Sure, they stopped the Roche, but it's going to come at a grave cost. Cheshire Cat, he's on the high ground. Just getting tickled. Finally falls, but Wind Ranger's like that.
That was not exactly how I thought that fight was going to work out.
Yeah, that
jumps in, steals the Aegis, then gets off his Chronosphere, but it just doesn't matter. They didn't even use Jug Omni Slash in that fight.
That's rough. It was a nice Ravage, but...
Oh, sorry, he didn't end up using. What am I talking about? The Ravage, and then just jumps in and steals the edge.
No, he still has the Chrono. Buyback status on the Void is negatory. Needs about 30 gold to make it happen. They've already lost their tier 3 tower. So PR in a rough position. They've got a glyph, and they may need to use it.
Dire's middle barracks are
This is free.
This is really hard without Ravage. I don't know.
Even with it, it's hard.
Yeah.
And that was with them not BKB dodging it. Like, if the Juggernaut gets that off, then it's just, he just turns around and instantly kills a bunch of people, which he still ended up doing.
Yeah.
They even stole Healing Ward. So, kind of nice if the next fight comes out just to keep them in it a bit longer, but you need something like the Omni Slash really to get those big pickoffs.
Rubik's almost level 16, so it'll be another minute that he can keep spells that he steals. So if he can manage to get that Omni Slash again, could be a tide turner. I'd love to see Rubik get an Aghanims here, give that Omni Slash a little zest to it. Huh? That'd be fun.
Yeah, it seems to be the spell to steal for him. That's for sure.
Well, and it's also difficult for the Jug's not an easy hero to prevent Rubik's steal because everything has such a long cooldown. So, you know, you might get that perfect Omni off, but if you Blade Fury Healing Ward are on cooldown, then
you don't save Healing Ward, right? Like you're pushing, you start to lose HP, so you drop the Healing Ward, then you don't have it to drop after Omni Slash. Loda, I think in that fight mid where ended up getting the 2 kills on the Rubik, he used Blade Fury just when they had an initial jump in from a shackle, so then he didn't have Blade Fury to use afterwards. So it's at that point impossible to prevent the steal.
Yep. All right, so just a quick pause here. We'll get right back into it. Loda's buyback still on cooldown. That's like the one thing right now that sort of like went in Power Rangers' favor in that last fight is they forced Loda to buy back. And they could have killed him around that Roche pit.
It's true. His economy is still so good though. Like this Medusa and Juggernaut are just colossally out farming PR right now.
Yeah. Oh, Dityara gets hexed. There's an Omni Slash and now an easy kill on that Faceless Void.
I haven't seen a Void shut down this hard in a while. 3 and 8. Just getting destroyed.
I hear that. Piccolo being played. Shot slow in the mid. And a little trouble. Pycat, he's slithering quickly. Trying to close the gap and hit him with the Scotty, but will not be able to find the kill. Seems like Ghost Scepters are the name of the game for Power Rangers. 3 out of the 5. Rocking the Ghost duration there.
They're going to keep on pushing. And Void dead, has buyback, but forcing this out would be huge. So Nico, you can't hit your building. Actually, he's trying to do what he can to turn this one around, but this is tricky.
Cheshire Cat in an awkward position, does get scattered out, has a Ravage, but now stuck inside of a Yule's. Not going to be able to blink. Loda will use his BKB a little prematurely. That was the 8-second BKB charge and will not have it for the rest of this fight. And I think that'll be enough for Alliance to just back out, save it for another day, and come at it fresh.
Still, they push in. They do some structural damage to buffer buildings. They chip away at the tier 3.
They don't
lose anything either.
Yeah.
They didn't manage to steal your Void though. Sitting on his gold, he didn't have to buy back. So PR will be happy with that. But just look at the net worth. 10k net worth. 18k on the Medusa, 18k on the Juggernaut. It's just not even close.
Yeah. Now, Dityara, he has another Mithril Hammer. I feel like this one has to be the BKB.
Yeah, this is definitely a BKB, but the thing is after he gets BKB, he still needs like 2 more items.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Because by the time he completes that next one, Medusa's probably going to have Butterfly. Juggernaut going to have an Abyssal Blade and something else if he wants it. Although Loda may just end up sitting on this bad.
He really needs to be like another item ahead of where he is right now. He needs BKB.
At least even, but yeah, ideally an item ahead.
But like of where he is right now, so he'd be even with the Duso is kind of what I mean. Like if he had the BKB and was like just about to complete the MKB, I'd be like, okay, they're in okay shape. They've got a tool to deal with this Dusa, but right now, yeah, I mean, she's like basically a Talisman of Evasion away. It's not going to take too long to farm up. And Loda, the deciding factor here, probably coming out soon, LD, 3,200 gold. I think there's an Abyssal on the horizon.
Could be. He could go for Butterfly, which is nice against Void, and when Void's this poor,
you know there's no MKB coming.
MKB's probably not in his future, plus he's just shown that he's going BKB next, so I think Butterfly would be quite nice for Loda. And you get double Butterfly on him and Pycat, and Omni Slash is
wow,
just going to be disgustingly good as well. You get a ton of attack speed.
Yeah. All right, so Dusa has a full Butterfly now. Got an item hiding on the courier. Didn't see well.
That's big Dusa.
Big old Gorgon. Cheshire Cat, 2,600 gold on the Tide. Still not really approaching refresher territory.
I feel like PR needs a Veil. They have so much magic damage right now. Dusa, like, I don't see how else they're gonna even come close to bursting.
Try and counteract the pipe a little bit.
And it's fine to say ignore the Medusa sometimes, but
Well, there comes a point where that's just not possible.
when she gets to the base and she's hitting your racks, you can't really ignore her, right? So you need a way to kill her. I think Veil is one of the most cost-efficient items they could buy to try and do that. J4 went for Ghost Scepter, good against Omni Slash, obviously. But I think as one of their upcoming items, even the Zeus going for it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, the pipe on Wind Ranger was definitely a smart pickup this game.
Yeah, that's a real. It's an item that hardly ever gets built, but
Yeah.
I
Some
think
games it
it's
is
still
so
a bit
valued.
underrated.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's not a go-to every game, but some matches, man, it is value town, especially when you're trying to break that high
Radiant's
ground.
bottom tower is under
So
attack.
Alliance will group up, and speaking of high ground, try to make it happen, it seems. First Ice Blast will come through, and it will be off the mark. Now, that's actually a pretty important tool in terms of defending the high ground.
Now they have 25 seconds. They're
Yeah.
all at full HP.
Although, I don't know, we mentioned it, AA does have an Aghanim Scepter and level 3 ultimate, so
Yes.
he does pack quite a punch right now.
Yeah, I did want to mention, Pipe has been buffed to this patch. It's 100 gold cheaper, and it lasts 2 seconds longer, from 10 until 12. So, I think it's a really strong item in these situations. They're going to push through.
Yep.
Loda Blade Fury and then just backing off.
Oh, the wraparound coming out from PR. They do have 2 buybacks here. Zeus and Tide will have a second life if they need it. Dityara comes hopping in. Solo Chrono onto Loda. Splits the fight up a little bit, but not what they were hoping for. Relocates, buys the initial target some time. Now the Omni Slash brings down the Tide before he can ravage. Good thing he's got a buyback because he's going to use it. Oh, Dityara in trouble. The Abyssal Blade comes out. Pycat just stands his ground, laying into the Dire side. And now Power Rangers on their last leg. A big ravage from Cheshire Cat secures the kill on My Nuts, but Alliance still have all of their cores alive, and there's no way for Power Rangers to deal with the power of the Pycat. He's in the front lines. The Tier 3 tower's gone down, and now it's just Barracks standing.
They have nothing left except for Ice Blast, and everyone's pretty healthy. This looks like it might be our second lane of racks as Alliance look to force that deciding game 3. Remember, winner of this series guaranteed to go to China, at least as a wild card team.
J4 will not win the duel against Pycat, I don't think. Okay, he'll survive. I guess you could call that a victory.
This is looking like a game 3, Andrew.
It really is. Loda.
So that last fight, Void Chrono's one hero. Then he gets Yules because he didn't BKB. Then Tidehunter blinks into the Chronosphere and gets shackled. That was the most unfortunate initiation I've seen in a long time. And PR,
Loda got relocated out of the Chrono.
Yes.
So he didn't even get to do that much damage to Loda. That was just, yeah, it couldn't have gone much better for Alliance or too much worse.
Actually, so like it was a very whenever you have to run like that and they're already retreating, it's very easy to whip your Chrono as opposed to just when you like insta jump them and
catch them. Yeah.
But oh god, what a painful way. Salt in the wound to end this game number 2.
All right.
And this time